Landon just put his 2-week notice in with his job. Oh man, dude, this is nice. I like the video. I like the website. It's very clean. It's very simple. We got 5 stars. This is a great website. Boom. Number 2, that is phenomenal. As long as you're coming up in the top 3 to where people don't have to click this button and look for more, you are solid. All right. So today we have Landon out in Michigan. So Landon just put his 2-week notice in with his job. He is officially going full-time lawn care this spring, which is super exciting. And his goal is, we talked a little bit about this before, but his goal is to really get at least 50 recurring customers. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to dive into his website. He's got some questions and yeah, just to bring everybody up to speed here. So Landon, welcome. Thanks for coming on with us. How do you feel? You just put your 2-week notice in. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. You know, I really I did like pressure washing and window washing the past summer, and then I was super slow during the winter, so I really only worked there a month. But so I'm feeling good. You know, it's kind of an awkward conversation, but it's good.
It always is. I mean, we got guys that leave, but I mean, it's part of business. It's part of adulting. Like, you know, you don't want to burn a bridge when you leave. You know, just good business. So it's good that you gave them a 2-week notice. Landon, what is the name of your business?
So the name of the business is Wise Guys Lawn and Landscape.
All right, let's check it out. Oh, here we go. 30 reviews, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Man, look at those muscles up there. Is that you?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, let's check it out. Oh man, dude, this is nice. I like the video. I like the website. It's very clean. It's very simple. We got 5 stars. You got that widget on there. That's awesome. Is this you on the mower?
No. So the thing is, I had it designed professionally for me in the winter. But I plan on updating these like once there's not snow on the ground.
Yeah, this is a great website. And then you got the Google review widget in here. Yep. This is awesome. Did you build this website yourself or you had somebody else build it?
I had somebody else build it.
Okay. Yeah, they did a great job. They did a really good job. I like it. I like this. You got the estimate form, looks like, on a couple of these pages. Yep. Why consider us? This is good, man. Wise Guys Lawn and Landscape.
Yeah, I plan on like updating like the background photos and everything to be more like with other people and kind of include like the truck the truck and everything. But the weather's just so bad; it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, this is nice, man.
Thank you,
You've got
thank
some
you.
blogs. That's awesome.
Yeah, because
Very
I was
good.
really trying to focus on the SEO because I remember that was one of the major things that one of the main things you said.
Yeah, how is so like even the Google reviews. I mean, you've got 30 Google reviews. Wise Guys on Landscape, Michigan. Yeah, this is phenomenal, dude. 30 reviews, 5 stars. Yeah, man, you're gonna do good. So, what questions do you have as far as like? I mean, obviously the website looks really good.
Thank you.
What actual city are you in?
We're in Livonia, Michigan.
Okay, let's check it out. So these here, you got your sponsored, which obviously they're going to come up first. Boom, number 2.
There
That's
we go.
awesome.
Is that good? Really good.
That is phenomenal. As long as you're coming up in the top 3 to where people don't have to click this button and look for more, you are solid. I would keep up the reviews. Everyone you come in contact with, ask for a review. You want to blow this guy out of the water, so try to get above that, double, triple. And then as far as like the organic search, let's check it out. It's a little
I was
hard.
checking that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to get organic SEO. It does take some time, and especially with you being pretty new, that doesn't concern me too much that you're not on maybe the first page. Like how long have you had the website built?
So the website has only been built probably for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then all those the reviews, I had about 25, like just from doing the windows and like the pressure washing and stuff over the last summer, and then I got a few more because I was doing like snow for free for people just to get a review because I know how Mike always says those 30 reviews are huge.
Yeah, I would keep that up. You're doing good. Yeah, try to double, triple that this season, and then you'll be right on pace. But yeah, man, when you search lawn care in Livonia, Michigan, you are number 2 on the map, which is phenomenal. So this one's sponsored, so you know what I mean. The sponsored one are always going to come up, but you are in the top 1 or 2. So yeah, man, I would keep that up. That's good. A lot of people will call from here. a lot, to be honest. In fact, when I'm looking for contractors and stuff, I sometimes won't even make it down here. I just will go straight to here and be like, all right, who's the closest, who's got good reviews, and just start going down the list. You know what I mean? If they don't answer, I just go to the next one. Yeah, man.
Well, thank you. Do you think, because my plan, so basically our growing season, I know you say 2 weeks before growing season is when you want to start like the door hangers and stuff. But with the advertising, do you think it would be good to start March 1st? Because usually the grass starts going April 7th, like April 14th.
Yeah, let's talk about your marketing strategy and plan. So I do typically say, a couple weeks before, depending on the time and how much volume of flyers you have in the marketing budget. I think it's always good to start at least maybe a week or two before the growing season. However, if you are tight with cash, let's talk about that. So what does your marketing budget look like for this spring? And what are the avenues or routes that you are planning on doing?
I have like $1,000 for March set aside and $1,000 for April. And the avenues I was thinking is, so like the Facebook groups. So I had this idea where I'm gonna do, so that we have this Facebook group called All Things Livonia, and it's like massive. It has, our city has about 90,000 people in it, and it has like 45,000 people in it. So my idea is like, what if I posted in the Facebook group giving away free lawn care service to like somebody in need, and kind of use it as like a marketing strategy too in the growing season. And then I'm also in like a ton of Facebook groups between our two cities that we service, Livonia and like Farmington Hills. Like I'm in probably like 40 like neighborhood groups. And it's not the most ethical thing, but I was kind of gonna say like, oh, I'm a local kid in the neighborhood. I just graduated high school. I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't live in the neighborhood, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's great, dude. I would do that. I would offer, maybe one like free lawn service for somebody. You could do like a one-time service, which would probably be better. Like, hey, first cut's free or something. Even if it's overgrown, at least you're getting your name out there, and maybe the Facebook group doesn't flag you as like spam because you're like actually trying to help somebody. Like, hey, we own this lawn company, but we're giving away one free service to somebody. So I would just figure out a really good way to kind of capture their information. So like, if people are interested, maybe they go to your website, and then in the estimate form, when they fill it out, they put like, I don't know, promotion, like free service promotion, or like put it in your like Facebook thing so you can kind of capture that per se. Or you could maybe build something where like, yeah, you just want to make sure that you're capturing that lead information, right? Like, how are you planning on, like, yes, you give out one free lawn service, and like you should do that. I think that's amazing. But how are you going to track that coming from the Facebook group? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how is it not just somebody that found you on Google?
I understand that aspect, and like I feel like, just honestly just asking like, how'd you hear about us? But I know that I should be probably more technical with it for sure.
Yeah, I think the easiest way might be like, hey, just tag your website, and then like mention Facebook post to
Oh
be to qualify. You know what I mean? So when they go to your website and they hit your website and they put their name, phone number, email, and then in the box of like what services they need, which I think you have a box, right?
yeah.
That's where they would just put like, hey, Facebook promotion thing, or like free service. Like, say, type like, hey, mention the words free service in the description, and then that might be able to kind of like be more legitimate per se. I mean, you could build like a Google Doc thing and then like capture that information, but I would just probably drive them to the website. I think that's probably just the easiest. Otherwise, like, the other thing that I was thinking about is like, well, maybe they just leave a comment or something, but then it causes you to manually like really do this hands-on, where you like reach out to them, get their phone number, email, address, and then like put them in the raffle. You know what I mean? Or draw 'em.
Yeah. Like I was thinking like, which way do you think would be better? Like, cause like doing it like that way where I give like a free service like everybody who signs up for it, or have like people nominate, because like so there's like a company, like it's a restaurant in our city, and they'll have like people nominate someone in the Facebook group who gets like free pizza and breadsticks, and they get like 600 likes and like tons of comments, and it's like free pizza and breadsticks, still very nice, but like I was thinking like, what if I just have people nominate someone for like lawn care for like the whole season? Or do you think that would be too much? You know what I mean?
Um,
Because either if I don't do that, then I'm gonna get a ton of people who are getting the one free cut. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think the
Yeah,
best approach?
I don't know if I would give everybody a free cut. I mean, if you do, just run that promotion. I probably wouldn't do a free cut on the first one because there's gonna be a lot of overgrown lawns. My buddy did a first free cut last year, and he's like, "I'm not doing that again," because you get some crazy lawns, and then like there's typically you probably don't have contracts in place, so what's stopping the customer from just canceling after the first free cut, right? Like, so I don't know if I would do everybody a free cut, but maybe you say the first 5, or we're going to do a raffle. 5 people are going to get a free cut. But what you have to do is go to the website, fill out the form if you're interested in the services, and then we will do a raffle drawing live. You could do it live on your Facebook, and that way it's more legitimate. And then you say,
Yeah.
okay, we got 20 submissions. Okay, we're going to spin a wheel and just go down the line and whatever numbers, and then like however you want to do it, or pull it out of a hat or something like that. If you do the nomination thing, you would want to weigh out the cost of it. So for example, because the only thing that I would be a little hesitant on for you to kind of like, you don't know how well this is going to do. You haven't done it yet. So if you
Mhm.
go out there and you say, hey, we're going to nominate somebody to get free lawn services all year, great. But how many people are really going to buy into that post and be like, oh, I want to nominate my friend? I don't know. You said that local business around got like 700 likes. I mean, if that's the case, dude, that might work really well. And so what you want to do is you want to sit down and be like, okay, how much is the average lawn cut? $40 maybe if you're
Mhm.
doing residential. Okay, $40. How many times a year are we there? Do we do biweekly or weekly? Like, are we going to offer this? And then figure out, okay, over a course of the year, how much is this free nomination for one person going to cost me? For
Mhm.
our services, it's $2,000 a client. For you, it might be only $1,000 or $1,200 if you're just doing mowing service, right? So then what you have to ask yourself is, let's just say it's $1,000. If I put this post out and it doesn't do well, am I able to afford to give 1,000 of that $1,000 away if it does kind of flop, right? So like, I don't know that. I mean, you could definitely test it. I mean, you could test it. I don't think $1,000 is going to take you out. You have a great website. You have 30 5-star reviews. How many customers do you have currently?
This is the thing. I have probably 4 customers right now.
Okay. Then I'd be a little bit hesitant on the free full service. Let's do instead, let's create an offer that is a little bit more temporary instead of the entire season. Because you know what I mean? I'm confident with the website and the Google reviews that you will get more. You will probably add a 0 at the end of that, at least this year.
So
Like
for what? The
4 customers to 40 customers with
oh,
a
that's a
great website and the Google reviews. Like, yeah, I'm confident that and hopefully with some door hangers and stuff like that, which we haven't talked about yet. But yeah, I would look at maybe more temporary, maybe 5, or like the first. Here's what I would do. Maybe the first 10 customers to sign up, they get their first service free. First 10 recurring, right? That would
mhm.
at least get you to 14. And 9 out of 10 of those are probably going to stick with you if you do a good job. You're going to have the 1 or 2 that are going to cancel just after the first cut. But I would not offer for the first cut free for every customer. And I probably wouldn't do the entire season either, because I'm just not confident on how well that one post is going to do. If it
Mhm.
doesn't do that well and you only get like 2 or 3 people that nominate it and there's only like 20, 25 likes on it, and it doesn't like get pushed way up in the feed and everybody sees it, I think you might be out a few hundred, quite a dollars
Yeah.
versus the return that you would actually get on that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I was thinking with that because I kind of thought about that a little bit, and I was like, I need to get at least like 10 customers because then I'd probably be at like 120 a customer for like customer acquisition costs. But if I don't, you're like you said, it's not good. So I'll,
Yeah.
I'll definitely take the approach that you mentioned. That seems like a lot better.
Yeah, I would just run that promotion. Hey, first 10 customers to sign up, you get your free first service for free, literally for free. And then now, and I would only offer that for recurring services. It's like we're not doing a $600 landscape job for free. like
Yeah.
like first 10 mowing customers that sign up get their first mow completely free. No contracts, there's no harm, no foul, like no risk at all. Like you
Mhm.
could cancel after the second one if you wanted to, but be so confident in your services and quality that you're going to do a great job, you're going to serve the customer well, and you're going to retain that customer. 90% of them, 95% you should retain.
Well,
And then
yeah,
at least that gets you to, 15 customers roughly.
yeah. That sounds
Very,
like a
very
really good
quickly.
idea. Yeah, I'll try it out. Because I like there's so many people, like I'm already seeing it, in these Facebook groups. Like there's like three different lawn companies posting it. I need something that sets me apart. That's why I was thinking of this. They all
Yeah.
say the same thing.
Yeah. And you gotta ask yourself from a customer standpoint, like, you know what I mean? Like, what makes you so valuable to them? Like, obviously, branding, you need multiple touch points, yard signs, door hangers, website, truck decals. I mean, that's 4 touch points right there. Like and then being inside of the Facebook groups, posting like that. You just want to be aware, like get them aware of your services as quickly as possible. So I think making posts, picture of you in front of the truck. Do you have decals on the truck yet?
So I have decals, but the company used to be called Wise Guys Property Services, and we did window washing. We did a ton of services, and
Mm.
I was stuck going door to door every single day trying to get jobs, and it was just a constant cycle. So and then I found like Mike's videos and everything, and that's what made me really want to get into the reoccurring work, and I wanted to more like kind of like niche the business down. So now we
Mhm.
just do like simple services and lawn care. So it is decaled up, but not with Wise Guys Lawn and Landscape.
Yeah. The other thing too, and I mean, you're still early on in this, so I'm gonna actually share my screen again. Hopefully, you can see this. How attached are you to this logo?
I'm pretty attached. I like it.
Pretty
Well,
attached. Okay. The only reason I ask is with like the house in the back, it almost to me, and this is just my personal opinion, it almost seems kind of like maybe like a property management company or some kind of real estate, right? Like, and then like Wise Guys is really big. So like I do see the grass slightly as I look at this longer, which I didn't see originally. I just when I look at it
Mhm.
quickly, I see rooftop and Wise Guys. I'm thinking roofing, dude. I mean, this
Yeah.
is, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I don't think it's,
Tell
and
me
I
the
don't want,
truth. I when I was watching them, I like just tell me the truth because in business, it's all that matters.
yeah.
Kind
I think and you're so early on too, like, where, you're the decals on your truck, like you're telling me that they're the old logo or old company. Did you buy this company or like how did you I'm a little confused as far as like did you own the property management company or whatever before?
Yeah, like I started it. It was I used to watch this guy on Instagram and he did all that type of stuff and his company was called like Exterior Services. So then I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, I'll start Wise Guys Property Services." And I just thought of it. And then I had an old website and everything, but I scratched all that and then this spring I'm going all in.
I like Wise Guys. I like it. And that would be my only maybe potential suggestion is like somewhat that I think it could I just feel like it could be better,
Mhm.
and I don't know how. Like I obviously you could see our logo with the mower dude. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It kind of attracts that, but I think the vibe that I got was that it was almost like a roofing company. So like maybe the blades need to be bigger or something like that, or maybe green or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean that's a conversation obviously for probably a different day that you would have to sit down and kind of rethink that. You know what I mean? Because that I mean it is very very important. I mean we switched our logo 3 times since
Oh,
we
wow.
since we started. So
What I was
uh
thinking is like, sorry to cut you off. Like I was thinking like I know how Estrella has like the mascot. You have your mascot. That's something that I definitely wanted to incorporate down the line. Like, but the one thing with the green is everybody's green. That was the one thing I thought about.
Yeah, and that's okay. I like the blue. Stick with the blue. Blue, the color blue actually emphasizes
Oh,
trustworthiness. That's why a lot of really like high executive business people, dark blue suits is typically what they wear. And so the color blue, it gives a certain emotion off to people, and it actually people portray that as trustworthy. So blue is a good color. Like I think the colors is good. Like, and that would separate you a lot from the normal typical green lawn company. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Obviously a conversation for a different day and definitely to kind of reflect and think through kind of like Obviously you could get designs from like a logo designer and stuff like that, but I don't know, that it's a different, that's just my 2 cents.
No,
But
yeah, thank you. I want that feedback because I I think incorporating a mascot and changing it up, the more I think about it, would definitely be better. And
yeah.
so then just for like another question I had is like, so this like so March 1st is this Friday. So my plan was this Friday to start my Google ads and doing Facebook ads. And I also have 10,000 door hangers on the way. And I was planning on putting those out within the 2 weeks. I have a scooter. I mean, I was going to work like 12 hours a day, 5-6 days a week, and get them all out because I'm super determined to hit this goal. Do you think it's necessary to do the Facebook ads and the Google ads with all those door hangers, or what do you think? I just don't want it to be like May and I have like 15 customers.
Yeah. So here is one of the biggest things. I'll give you a little insight of kind of what our like last 3 weeks. So we're down here in Texas, so we have an earlier spring than you guys.
Mhm.
Our mowing season starts next week. About 2 weeks ago, the temperatures were the grass is like 90% dormant still down here. There's weeds popping up. Like we're on the verge. It was 76 degrees today. I mean, it feels like spring, but it's still February. You know what I mean? A couple weeks ago, we had our team put out 800 door hangers. Guess how many customers we got from it?
20.
Okay, no, but it was lower. But guess how many calls we got from it?
15. I don't know.
0.
0. Oh
We
my
got
God.
0 calls. So what I will tell you is this, because of the budget that you have of about a $2,000 budget with the 10,000 door hangers coming in, just be mindful and be careful. Make sure that the timing is right. What I would hate for you to do is get on the scooter and go put out 10,000 of these things in like 2 weeks and it be too soon. Now, what I believe will happen is some people will keep that door hanger, put it on their fridge, and then call us in a week or two, which will happen. I mean that will happen. But what I would recommend to you is start to do test batches each week and each day and monitor it. If you go out and do 300 door hangers in a day and you don't get a single call, it's either the weather or it's too soon. So just be a little careful with that, and maybe do like, you could do 300 on Monday, give it a day, see if you get some calls. Maybe you don't get some calls. Okay, let's do another 300 like on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Get like 600 out this week and be like, all right, are we getting calls? If we're not getting calls, we might be a little early. Although I have said in the past, like, hey, 2 weeks, start 2 weeks prior. That is in a scenario where you have globs of door hangers and you just like, you need to hit thousands and thousands of houses in your territory. If you're tight on a budget, what you want to do is make sure that those door hangers go out at the prime opportunity when the grass starts to grow. So when you start to get these calls from Google, from organically, from Google, from your website that are going to start to trickle in now because you
I'm
actually have a really good.
I'm starting to get some, like now that the weather's getting nicer, I'm starting to get some. But my worry is I can't really put out the door hangers until March 14th because that's with the 2 weeks. Do you think that'll be like too long, or do you think I can start testing it then, or should I just go all in then? What do you think?
Can you do them after work?
Yeah, I mean I can.
For,
Yeah.
for at least maybe a couple hours, like if you have a little bit of daylight.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would do
Okay.
that. Just increment, even if it's only 100 a day, like just 100 a day. You should be able to do that in like an hour and a half, right? Based on how wide or big the houses are. But yeah, I would just start, you putting some out in the evening time, and then definitely on Saturdays, on the weekends,
Mhm.
if you
Okay.
can get that out. I think 2 weeks from now, if you're already getting calls, then there's a pretty good bet that you're going to get calls from these door hangers. So then I would probably crank it up, but just be careful, monitor it. I'll give you another thing. We are getting ready to send out an upsell, which is basically an email and a text to all of our leads in our database, which is probably about 3,500 people.
Wow.
I am waiting. So I got 2 calls today for weed control. I need a couple more calls, and then I'm going to blast that 3,500 email out and hit every single person. I believe if I would have done it last week or even early this week, the return that we would get would not be as good as if I waited one more week where there's really an apparent, clear problem. And the phones are kind of like we're getting 3 or 4 calls a day about weeds. That's when you want to like hit it hard. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just be mindful of that is all I'm saying. I talk to a lot of like people with like with low budgets. You just don't want to mess the timing. Just make sure the timing is good. The demand
Oh,
is there, and then you're good to go.
yeah, I'll just keep testing it, just like you said. They come in March 5th. Right after they come in, yeah, I'll just start going after work, and then as soon as I see them spike up, that's when I'll.
That's when you
Really,
triple down. That's when you work 10 to 12-hour days. Hire somebody to help you put the door hangers out if you need to. Like if you can't get them all, if you can't get all 10,000 of them out in like a matter of 3 to 4 weeks, you need to hire somebody to help you. Like that is the prime opportunity. That is where you will get the most return on those flyers and the highest like percentage. So let me do the math real quick.
Do you
So
think I can get 10,000 out in 2 weeks on the scooter? Pretty tight houses. They're pretty tight. They're not like the new builds that are like next door to each other, but they're tight. It's suburbs.
do you use a 21-inch push mower?
No, I have a 48-inch stand on, but I also have a 21-inch push mower.
How big are turf square feet are the lawns?
I would say like my house or my parents' house is like 7,000. I'd say the average is probably like 5 to 7,000.
Okay, so a little bit bigger than ours.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be closer to like maybe 50. Well, is it an electric scooter or one of those ones that you have to like manually?
It's electric. It's really nice. I
Okay.
got this a while ago. It's like really nice.
I would just time yourself. So like, if you go out for 4 hours, time yourself on that scooter and see how many flyers you can get out. For us walking, because our lots are like 2 to 4,000 turf, so they're a little bit smaller, but
Mhm.
our average is probably like 65 to like 85 flyers per hour is average what somebody can do.
Like walking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in that scenario, let's just call it 70 an hour. Divide it. So 10,000 divided by 70. It's going to take you 142 hours to put them out.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm gonna have to be hustling.
Yeah, and I mean, and well, you'll be on a scooter, so it won't be as physically draining. Let's just say you worked for 7 hours putting them
No,
out.
we do like 9. I can do 9. I
At
can do 9.
7, that would be 20 days.
20 days.
Yeah. And then if you divide that by 5, that's 4 weeks. So you could get them all out in 4 weeks.
Okay.
Obviously you would want to make sure that when you are putting those out for those 4 weeks, like that's when you're like slammed. Like that's when those things work really, really well. And you'll get like potentially a 2% return on those things. It'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, do you think it's necessary because I'm not gonna be able to put them out until like March 14th? Do you think I should start running like Facebook ads and doing Google ads, or do you think Google ads are even necessary because I'm already ranking good? That was one of the things I was thinking about.
If I were you, I would definitely do Google local service ads.
I'm not licensed for the fertilizer though. That's the problem, and you have
I
to
don't,
be
well, then what if you just marketed for the mowing?
just for mowing.
What if you just set up the Google local service ads, give them your business insurance because they
Uh,
do qualify you on that, and then just not market the weed control side of things and just do mowing and like maybe mulch and stuff like that.
okay.
I would look into that because what that'll do is that'll put you right up there at the top. And then ideally, depending on your budget and stuff like that, it's nice because you can go in there and qualify if the candidate was legitimate or not. So like if Google local services sends you something, they don't immediately just charge you. You can go in there and be like, hey, like this customer just either A, hung up, or B, they were asking for something that like was not requesting. And you can kind of like dispute it if it was a legitimate not good fit, and then you won't get charged for it. And
Oh,
with a low budget of marketing, I would just be a little cautious doing like Google ads and Facebook ads because I'm actually going to shoot a video here, which it's going to air probably like 3 weeks from now, but it's going to be really good about like paid Facebook ads and like how there's like literally 98% of people that are doing it are basically not doing it properly. Like it takes a lot of effort and work to make a really good online ad like that works really well. You know what I mean? Most people just put a picture up or something like that, but you have to like capture these people's attention span in the day that we live. So it's not as simple as just like I've done it before. I've created an ad on a picture and just put it up, and it doesn't do well. I would prefer you to do door hangers. I think that will get you a better return. But I ran the numbers also, even at 10,000 door hangers at a 0.5% return, which is fairly conservative as long as the timing is right. That will right there get you roughly about 50 customers.
okay.
The door hangers alone.
Wow. Yeah, and then I'll have the groups and stuff. So yeah, maybe and like the local services ads, that's the Google guaranteed, or is that different?
I think
Because
that
the
might be
thing
the
that I look
same.
is
I
the
think that might
same.
be the
Okay.
same. Yeah, I
I'll
think it. I mean, that might be another name for it. It's just if you go to, I think it's just called Google local services. Yeah, Google local service ads. Yeah,
oh,
I would lean into that. I think I don't think you would go wrong doing that, and then disputing any of them that are not qualified for you.
okay.
Because then the ones that are, you're probably booking them. You know.
Yeah. So then well I'll definitely keep that in mind. And like I did do so like towards the end of the season when I was going door to door like all the time, I was doing like so I paid to have a consultation call with this one guy who is
Mhm.
big on the Facebook ads. And like I don't know if this is like what's kind of coming out in the new video, like or anything. I don't want to like I don't know. But like he said like you don't want to do anything over 15 seconds and you want to have like a call to action every ad and only show like one service per ad. Like you start at $10 per day, and then if the ad takes off, then you increase it. Like, are these some of the things that like you think are like good? Because I did a leaf removal ad using these principles last fall, and I got like 30 customers. They were all underpriced, and it was absolutely horrible, but I got a lot of engagement.
Yeah,
Like, what is that?
all of those tactics are really good. I would follow that. So
Okay.
that's for sure. The thing that I'm going to talk about in my video, and I'll break it down kind of real simply. There are basically three main points of it. So number one is most people say you have to hook. You have to hook them with, and I'm talking videos. I'm not talking pictures. Video ads work better than picture ads. So Facebook ads, we're talking video, like he said, 15 seconds or less. Most people say you have to hook the customer, right? Although I agree with that, I would take it one step further and say you need to hypnotize the customer.
Wow.
We are dealing with a age where people are on TikTok just scrolling, Instagram scrolling. They see 13,000 ads a day. How are you going to grab them for 5 to 10 seconds, hypnotize them, literally hypnotize them so they stop scrolling and watch your ad, right? How do you do that? Well, I think one of the easiest ways is to make it funny, right? Very, very quick, very, like quick, funny. If you could put humor in it, fantastic.
Oh,
Hypnotize them within the first 5 seconds, somehow, some way. You have to grab their attention, figure out a way to hypnotize them. And then after that, obviously you do want to build an offer literally so good that they feel silly saying no to, as long as there's a demand there. Like again, we're talking mowing services. As long as the timing's right, build an offer so good there's no risk that if they need mowing, it's like, why would I not choose this company? Right. The last point on this is you want to hit multiple types of feelings for the customer. So I'll give you an example. One of the examples in our ad. In our ad, we marketed to people that get HOA violations because we have a lot of people out here that are in HOAs, and there are officers that ride around and literally write people citations and violations because they have weeds in the yard or their grass is
wow.
long or their bushes are long. So who am I targeting? People that are getting citations. Okay, check. That's one. The second thing is the type of customer that literally wants to make their neighbors jealous and is so proud of their yard. Like their yard looking good gives them self-worth. That is another touch point of a customer, right? So you want to hit these multiple avenues if you can, and there's 39 of them, by the way. There's 39 different types. And so and you're not going to hit all of them, but if you can hit 3, 4 or 5 of them in that same ad, you will be able to reach a lot more people. Like another example, like let's say for example, the leaf cleanup one for you.
Mhm.
Let's say maybe someone is getting ready to sell, or maybe spring, right? There's a lot of people list their house late spring when the lawn's green up. They list their house for sale. So again, if you're selling people for projects, you would want to probably add that, hey, if you're looking at selling your home this year, we can get you up to speed. And it's been studied that a good landscape for your house can increase the value of your home by 15%. So why would you not spend $1,000 to get your beds and mulch cleaned up and some sod installed if you could increase your home value by 15%? When you're talking about a 3, 4, $500,000 house, dude, that's 45, 50, 60K.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah.
spend $1,000 to get your landscape fixed up to make 60,000. Like, do you see that? So
Yeah.
you're hitting all of these different types of avenues. Now, obviously, to do that in 15 seconds is very, very quick, and you'd have to be very, very talented. But
Yeah.
that's a little bit of all of the points that guy said, plus that, combine it together. How do you make it funny? Make it a video. How do you hypnotize them at the beginning? Hit multiple types of customers. Those are all things. And the reality is there's only 2% of types of people that actually get this thing right. Paid
Wow.
advertising. There's 7 different platforms that you can advertise on. Facebook ads, Google ads, 7 different platforms, right? Next door. But 98% of people, they get it wrong. And they spend all this money and they waste all this money on Facebook ads and Google ads and Instagram ads and all of this stuff. And so how do you become the top 2%? You encompass all of that. And even then the ad might do well. So you have to do 3, 4, or 5 different ones to see which ones work better. And that's
Yeah.
why when a lot of people are like, hey, should I do Facebook ads? Should I do Google ads? It's a lot more than just, hey, let's test it. You could test it all day, but I would say probably don't put a ton of money towards it. I think the door hangers is a much simpler, easier way to get started. And then once you have more money, then you could start to really test those type of algorithms on the back end.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's amazing information. That's awesome. Have you like using those methods? Have you did that and then got great results from it?
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn my light on because it's getting dark in here.
No worries, no worries. Like using all those methods, like did you see amazing returns?
So yeah, so good question. So we are testing. We encompassed all of that into an ad right now that we just sent over to our video editor. We put a lot of work into this and tried to encompass as much as we could into that. And we're actually going to start to run that ad here actually this week, either the end of this week or early next week. So I'll let you know. I will let you know. Everybody who's watching this not live, but I guess live on Facebook, even though it won't be live. At that time, the ad will have ran, and I'll be able to update everybody on how it does. We are creating 3 different variations, 3 different kinds of maybe changing up the offers a little bit, changing up the hook at the beginning. Again, we need to hypnotize these people and pull them into our video and stop them from scrolling. How do we do that? We have to think outside of the box. It's very, very, very powerful. Have you ever seen some of the Alex Hormozy ads?
Yes, for what is it, Snoop.com
Or school? Yeah.
Cool.
So kind of like one example of that would be, let's say, for example, there's like a bull, with horns, and
Yeah,
it's
he's like
running
sitting
in it,
on
and it smacks some dude, and he goes flying, right?
it.
And then what you do is you do a cut scene to you smacking up against your lawn truck, and then you'd be like, "Hey man, don't let the weeds take you out this summer," or something
Yeah.
funny, right? Like how do you hook these people in? There's like different variations, but that's what I'm talking about. How do you become? You got to ask yourself, how do you become the 2% of people that do paid ads? Because once you figure that out, dude, it is a complete unlock. It's like a vending machine. When you figure that out and you're like, okay, if I put $100 into this ad, it creates $300. Now I'm going to do that all day until it starts to, the law of diminishing return, where it's not getting great returns. But yeah, once you figure that out and you realize you have that good ad, dude, it's going to be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like out of all these advertising methods, what one have you seen the lowest customer acquisition cost?
The website, organic SEO.
Organic SEO.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah,
like
it
what about
takes time though. Trucks is number 2. Organic SEO is number 1. It just takes time. Typically like 12 to 24 months is when you really start to see that. So yours might be a little delayed just because it was created 3 weeks ago, but give it time. It'll come. It'll come. And then number 2 is the truck decals, like nice wraps, good decals on it, phone number really big. That's number 2 for us. And then I would say number 3 is door hangers.
What are these door hangers? Wow.
Yep. Until you master and become that 2% on the paid advertising, 98% of people just waste their money. I've wasted my money on it, unfortunately. And I've dabbled in, and obviously I've also wasted a lot of money on EDDM, but because again, you got to time it right, and yeah, it's a little bit more to manage. But yeah, I would say those are the big 3: website, truck door hangers.
Yeah, you're starting to make me think, like, I'll try with the Facebook ads, but like, I mean, I have so many door hangers coming in, and like, I mean, I can't. I only have one truck. I have one mower. Like, how much do I really need? Like, I'm just gonna waste money, like, doing a lot online. Like, don't spend a ton online. That's what. What do you
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
So I just set a limit, and then like that guy said, if you want to test it out, do $10 a day. Say, okay, I'm gonna run this ad for the next 10 days. Okay, that's what is that? $100? 10
Yeah.
times 10, 100? Yeah. So check it in a week and a half. See how the results are. See how many submission forms you get, and from there make a judgment call. Hey, is this working? Is it not? Is it kind of just is it just kind of spinning the wheels? With a $2,000 marketing budget, I would be and not probably enough time and expertise to like really build like a great paid ad.
Yeah.
Just be careful with it, right? You could test it. Yeah, just check it. I probably wouldn't go crazy with it, but I mean, if you spend a couple $100 on it testing it to see, who knows? Maybe the offer you put together works, and maybe the video, if you could get one created, works. And just test it.
Okay.
It's all about testing that. To sit here and put a budget number on it, I think $10 a day and then test it after a week and a half is fair.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll test it out. I'm also creating an Instagram too. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'm going to be following the journey. Let's see if I get those 10,000 passed out
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
There you go. It's awesome.
And then I had like my main questions is, so the way you do estimates correct is you like for like mowing, I already know I'm doing that like based off square footage because I want to do like 90% of them over the phone. For the project work, it's based off time. So like we're doing 70 per man hour. You figure out how much it is going to take, how long it's going to take and everything. So like I'm all right with that, right? Like is that what you do?
Yeah, we do. So we call them OTP, over the phone estimates, for all mowing, all weed control, and then any kind of bush or bed service or mulch job. We call them drive-bys. So we are not meeting with any customers anymore. We have excluded that. That is out of our realm, really, because only like 2% of people wanted to meet with us, and it's like, what's there to meet about? We don't do any planting at all. We got rid of that. We got rid of sod. We got rid of tree trimming. We've really simplified services to scale. There's nothing to talk about. It's like you trim the bush, you pull weeds in the bed, and put mulch in. Like,
Yeah.
So drive-bys all day. Our estimator typically cranks out like 15 estimates a day conservatively. And then they're literally on the property for like 5 minutes, do a walkthrough. They send the estimate before they leave the property. And then from there, when they get back to the office, they get on the phone and they call the customer, try to land the job. And then we also have automations on the back end. So once the estimate gets sent, it texts and emails and follows up with them, for the next like week about trying to get them booked.
Nice. Yeah, I have Copilot. I was setting that up. I got the that follow up. I don't have like the text version yet, but I plan on getting there.
So we see about almost triple the response rate with text. So I would highly, especially on sales sides of the things, highly recommend setting up where when you send an estimate, it does not just go to their email. The estimate needs to go to their phone as in a text. And, ideally 24 hours later, if it's a still pending estimate, it texts them again and says, hey, checking in, our spots are getting full. Don't want to miss out.
I'll contact them tonight. Now that you said that, see, because you think it's worth the extra like $100 a month, totally. I mean, make that up in like 2 jobs.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
I guarantee you 1,000%. It is worth upgrading $100 more to get the texting feature. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Okay. I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that too. So I've been watching some of Sam's videos, and he's awesome with like the sales calls. And he came out with that one video today, and that was awesome. But, like I wanted to know your approach because like I'm already starting to get objections on price, and like just saying that they found a cheaper guy or like just objections. How do you handle objections over the phone?
Hit me with an objection.
I found a cheaper guy online. His price was a little lower than yours.
So what service are we talking about?
Lawn mowing.
Okay, great. Hey, Landon, I understand. And I'll tell you right now, straight up, we are not the cheapest company at all. And I admire you, by the way, for shopping around the price, because I too am a consumer, and I would want to make sure I'm making the best decision and getting the best price. However, just because the price is cheap doesn't mean you're actually going to save money. And let me explain why. The guy down the street who is cheaper price mowing, maybe $5-10, right? They likely do not have the expertise that we have. You could check us out on Google. We have over 130 5-star reviews. We service over 500 clients in your literally local neighborhoods within a 5-mile radius. We have over 500 recurring mowing customers. We know exactly the height that the mower should be mowing. We know exactly when it should be mowing as far as like frequency and, with the sprinkler system and all that stuff. Just because it's cheaper down the street, they don't have the expertise that our crews do. We've seen many times where maybe they cut it too low when it's really hot in the summer because we're down here in the Texas heat. They could actually burn your lawn. And so although they're $5-10 cheaper, they may cost you thousands of dollars to have to resod the lawn. The other things that makes us different and why we maybe $5 more than the competitors is, number one, we carry insurance, liability insurance. So if any of our employees damage anything on the property, if a rock goes through your window, we cover that for you 100%. If we run over a sprinkler head, we will come out and fix that, no cost. These other companies, I've seen it time and time again. They shatter a window, they disappear. You don't ever see them again. I've seen it so many times. We also carry workers' compensation. So if an employee gets hurt on your property, twists an ankle, they don't come away after you and sue you. It's covered through the company. We do background checks. We pre-employment drug tests all of our employees. All of our trucks are wrapped. You know exactly who's on your property. For billing, we do card on file. It's seamless for you. You don't have to write a check. You don't have to leave money under the mat. So just because the price is cheaper down the street, we're trying to save you time and hassle. And I can guarantee you that the quality of service that you receive from us is 5-star. And if it's not, we'll send our crews back and make sure it is.
Wow. Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
good. That bet, does that get them most of the time?
Probably like 9 out of 10 times,
Wow.
and that was like a more, and that one, that was more kind of like a generic, like from a mowing standpoint.
Yeah.
Another one down here is like, there's just so many avenues. I'll give you one today. Customer, it was just weed control. I gave her a price. It was $124.95. I said, okay, we're gonna come out every 6 weeks, do it. And she's like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. She's like, I just got to talk to my husband first. That objection, right?
Yeah.
That sounds good. Hey, I can get you on the schedule next week. Do you want to get on the schedule? She says, I got to talk to my husband. Okay, great. Here's how you overcome this one. You say, okay, makes sense, Landon, which actually you're not talking to your husband. For you in your scenario, maybe it's like your girlfriend or wife, right? All right, let's just assume you're married. Hey, Landon, I totally understand you got to talk to your wife on this one. I admire that, actually. That's very noble of you. In fact, because I'm married as well, it is extremely important to be on the same page as your spouse. Now, just out of curiosity, when you do go and talk to your wife, what do you think that they would, like, what do you think would be concerning to them about this? So what I'm doing there is I'm pulling out the objection. The her got to talk to her spouse. She's like, yeah, okay, everything sounds good, but I got to talk to my spouse. Nah, there's something deeper on that.
Wow.
So you reassuring her, hey, that's very noble that you got to go talk to your spouse. I would do the same thing. Just out of curiosity, when you do go and talk to them, what do you think that they, may have some concerns about? And that's where you get the true answer. And you know what she said to me after that? She said, well, Will, to tell you the truth, there's 2 things. Here we go. So number one was they hired a company before and they still had weeds after multiple treatments. Now, this particular customer literally called us because we service their neighbor. And so the neighbor's lawn looks amazing. So like in my mind, okay, check. That's an easy overcome.
Yeah.
Like her name was Christina. I was like, Christina, you're calling us today because of how well the neighbor's lawn looks, right? So I can assure you the same quality we bring to your customer, because you called us, is the same quality we're going to bring to you. And if it's not to your satisfaction, you can call us at any point in between. If there's still weeds, we come out and do free retreats at no cost. So that was the biggest thing. And then the other thing was a little bit of a price objection. She was like, yeah, but sometimes in the wintertime, the finances get a little tight. So again, what I did there is I didn't let her get off the phone when she said she had to go and talk to the spouse. I wanted to address the objections while I had her on the phone. So in a third party type of way, I said, well, what do you think your spouse is going to, be concerned about? And then she told me the actual concerns that she has. And guess what happened? She ended up booking on the phone because I reassured her of the quality of us.
Mhm.
And I said, look, if finances get tight in the wintertime, there's no contracts with us at all. There's no risk. You
Yeah.
could cancel at any time. So, and if, you don't get paid until Friday and you get a text from us that says, hey, we're coming out to do a weed treatment, guess what? Shoot us a text back. Hey, push it back 2 weeks. We're flexible. We can do that. We could push it back a couple weeks. We even have some customers in the wintertime that pause their weed control applications during the winter. Why? Because the grass is kind of dormant down here in Texas. That's okay. There's no
Mm.
there's no cancellation fees with us. There's no contracts. We want our quality to retain our customers, not a written agreement. And so
Yeah.
guess what? She gave me the card information over the phone. I booked her, and she
Wow.
didn't have to talk to her spouse.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
I'm gonna look back at this videos. I'm gonna be practicing these because last year I was horrible on the phones. I still think I'm horrible, but getting a little better. So I'm gonna work on that for sure.
yeah, I actually got that from Alex Hormozy, that one, and I
Really?
used it today and it worked. I was like, wow, that was amazing. For anybody that's watching and when you go back and watch this is verbatim. I kind of butchered it because I did on the spot, and this is like the second time I'm doing
Yeah.
it, but it worked today. So this is the exact answer when the customer tells you everything sounds good. I've just got to make sure it's good with my spouse. This is the correct way to respond. When they say, I need to talk to my spouse, you say, totally understand. I think it's really sensible that you would want to talk to your spouse, and super fair. You're agreeing with them. Yeah, it's super fair. Just so I understand, out of curiosity, what parts do you think they wouldn't like? And that's how you pull out the objections,
The
and
real
then you
one.
address them on the phone, and you reassure why you're the best company, and you book them.
Wow. Is that the sales script? Is that like the call script, sales script that you have for your company?
Yeah, that's verbatim. When somebody says I need to talk to my spouse, that is verbatim the objection script we say
Wow, that's
for
awesome.
that one.
And then, so my last question, I know we're running out of time. Like, what's like because your business does between what around 800 to a million, or you're in the upper six figures. I was wondering what profit margin I can expect if I do reach my business to a level like yours. I want to do fertilizer eventually as well.
Yeah, the fertilizer is nice because you can get about 35-40% profit margins, and typically it's a little bit more year round. I mean, you're up in Michigan, so obviously you guys get snow.
Yeah,
During
we
the
get a lot of
snow
stuff.
season, you probably aren't doing winterizers too much, but when
Yeah.
it's not snowing, you can. Like it's longer than the mowing season, so it's kind of nice. It's a little bit nice of a buffer.
And one thing too is it's gonna make it hard to run the business, but in Michigan you have to all the employees because I saw in one of your last videos how like your employees only need to like get a certain type of license if you're like a full license, but here everybody needs to be fully licensed. So there's really only like 2 or 3 competitors. It's kind
Mhm.
of good and bad, you know.
Yeah, so that's going to be a hurdle for sure, because then you're going to need to either pay out the wazoo for a manager or an applicator, which is fine. You could do that, but it's going to be a little bit more complicated depending on your goals and what you want to do if you want to remove yourself from the business. Because if you
Oh,
want to remove yourself from the business, if that is like the end goal where it's like, hey, I don't want to show up to work every day, I want someone else to run this thing. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult in that sense if that person as the applicator must have a license, because the minute that person leaves and you don't have a
yeah,
backup,
yeah.
now you have to step in all the time.
I
Yeah.
noticed that the people around us they offer like $2,500, $5,000 sign up bonuses for applicators.
Yeah, and that's why, because they're probably very rare, and the people that do get licensed up there know that they are very valuable. So you're either going to have to pay them a pretty big sign-on bonus to come work for you, which is fine. I mean, as you scale and grow and get more money, money is a tool, right? So you
Uh,
can attract people with high wages. Like that's just part of business. But yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult to remove yourself in that type of environment, unless you're like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's whatever kind of you want to do, but I would definitely think long and hard about the decision if you do. I mean, you could always get licensed and always cut that service out if it becomes more of a problem down the road as you start to kind of step more away from the business.
mhm.
But in the meantime, yeah, I mean, if you want to add it to your reservoir and get licensed, I believe it's a great service and you can make a lot of money. As far as profit margins go, it just depends. Like on average, we have one location that's in profit mode. Typically, I think last year, which we were slightly in growth mode last year, so this isn't like the best that we would get. I think we typically had like 15% profits from last year at our main location. The second location we had, it was in growth mode, so we pretty much lost money on that. But yeah, if like when we get to the point where we're not growing anymore, I don't think there's any reason why we can't hit 25% profit
Wow.
margins.
And what revenues would
Maybe
that be
30.
off of it? And that's not including distributions either, right?
So
Or is that?
that would include my wage of working and the general manager's wage of working. And so that 25 to 30% would, yeah, be distributions that you could take off the business. So it depends on when you want to stop. There's multiple stages that you could stop a business. Our model, we don't really want to build above 800,000. So if we just use 800,000, for example, like you build it to $800,000 business, multiply that by 25%, that's $200,000 that you can pull off with a manager in place, with some kind of regional manager salary in there as well. And then that 200K would be pretty much profit, you know.
Wow. So wait, that doesn't include your salary, or is your salary within the 200,000?
No, the salary is not in the 200,000. The salary is part of running the company. It's part of wages. It's a P&L expense.
Oh wow. So there's people
Yeah.
online saying you can't make money in lawns. You can definitely make money in lawns.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the info. I'm gonna be rewatching this, and I'll probably be in your comments or something. And I'm gonna start like an Instagram and try and grow. I'm gonna be the biggest lawn care and fertilizer company in Metro Detroit. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So, there
I
we
believe
go.
it, dude.
Thank
Go out
you.
there and crush it, man. Yeah, dude. You just lean into those door hangers at the right time and you'll be golden.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your service. Thanks again.